Don't connect us with Peter Obi. He pursues different goal. Ipob to Kwakwanso. The indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, has warned the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria's People's Party, NNPP, Rabiu Kwakwanso, to stop linking the group to Peter Obi. Ipob, in a statement by its spokesperson, Emma Powerful, on Tuesday said it doesn't want to associate itself with politicians and, quote, their selection process they call an election in Nigeria. The statement partly read, "The global family of the indigenous people of Biafra, under the command and leadership of our great leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wish to advise the former governor Kano State, Rabiu Kwakwanso, not to involve Ipob into their selection process they call election in Nigeria. The Nigerian politicians generally and Kwakwanso in particular should desist from linking Ipob with Peter Obi, his political ambition campaign. Peter Obi is not an Ipob member, never supported our agitation for freedom at any time, because he pursues a totally different goal from that of the indigenous people of Biafra. We have no interest in the Nigerian morally decadent and fantastically corrupt political system and landscape. If Kwakwanso is threatened by Labour Party and Peter Obi's teaming support by the creative, talented, but downtrodden, neglected, deceived and deprived, killed NSAS Nigerian youths from the north, from even the north, which your generation do not have any good intentions for, then he should go forward and settle his differences and stop linking Ipob to their problem. Ipob is not interested in the worthless politics you play in Nigeria. We don't regard such daylight robbery, fraud, manipulation, and selection as election. Maybe there is something Kwakwanso is not telling the world, instead of saying the truth, because he is Fulani with the born to rule mentality, he cannot play the second fiddle to a Southern Christian presidential candidate. He has the temerity to associate our hallowed liberation movement with the shameless murky waters. Wow, such description. Ipob is not concerned with the waves of this election. We have never asked for nor say anything contrary to our goal and demand. What we need is a referendum, and referendum we must have. There are no middle ways for us as a people as far as our liberty and freedom is concerned. There is nothing anybody can do to change our resolve towards our stated goal, which is restoration of Biafra. Ipob wish to use this medium and opportunity to warn every politician in Nigeria to desist from linking Ipob with their politics and selection process, because we are not politicians and we have no common interest. We are freedom fighters." Okay, I do you know what? This is a very, very funny statement, to be very honest. For purpose of protocol and legalities, it's essential that they do bring out a comment like this, because just for whatever sake that would come in the future to link them again, and whatever would be detrimental to their name and their goal, it's very essential that they release a statement like this. So this has to be done. But of course, breaking the statement down, there was definitely like shade thrown into the Nigerian government and the whole Nigeria itself and politicians. I think it was well written to still direct as the recipients. There were several recipients here, to be honest, but as it relates to Peter Obi, there was never any insult to his end, and obviously it was directed at Kwakwanso, saying that if he's threatened, literally he said, if Kwakwanso is threatened by Labour Party and Peter Obi's teaming support by the creative and talented, they just describe Nigeria in such a very vast way. But, they mentioned the word threatened. Like, if you're threatened, then, maybe you should go and sort it out and don't link us there. So it's a way of also trying to communicate that, being threatened by such power that the Labour Party has right now could also be a possibility where Kwakwanso wants to collaborate. Hence, it's safe to assume that, Ipob is also very much aware of the impact that Peter Obi's campaign is having. They're very, very, very much aware. So, so they know that, this president from the South and is also Christian is gaining so much support, and they cannot deny that. And And yes, calling Nigerian politics worthless politics in the shameless murky waters, and saying, I mean, it's just saying that. I mean, the last paragraph. Ipob wished to use this medium and opportunity to warn every politician in Nigeria to desist from linking Ipob with their politics and selection process, because we are not politicians and we have no common interest. I mean, again, the thing is, I would also say that a question to Ipob, like Peter Obi, because you'd think maybe Peter Obi's, quest for for presidency would change, or they would have sort of similar grounds where Peter Obi would also look out for Ipob, because Ipob is, whether like it or not, they're still part of Nigerians, so he's obliged to still serve them. But it's a thing where, let's say he wins and he's trying to push policies to unite the country, would Ipob then actively work against it? And I think this is one of the reasons why Ipob will not be seen to be taken seriously, because it's the division. You can't have one of your own as president, especially when you talk about the power struggle and the rotation of power. And of course, they also talk about the politics and how it's corrupt. But a big thing as well is also unfair treatment, the historical unfair treatment towards Igbos from the war. So it's a thing where you'd think, oh, maybe there should be common grounds and some sort of alignment. But I guess there isn't. Anyways, they've come out to say, do not link us up. I don't think I've heard Ipob in the news as recently, like in terms of them speaking on Peter Obi. I mean, I think they should also be careful not to speak too much against Peter Obi, because it would make them look very bad and very divisive against their own people anyway. But we haven't really seen Ipob come out to give clear statements saying we don't support Peter Obi or da. They will just not even say anything at all. Why? Because as they said, they have no common interest. There's no similar goals. There is nothing that should link Peter Obi and them. So I guess for them, it is what it is in that regard, and they're still pushing for Ipob and the restoration of Biafra. So if Peter Obi ends up winning, they will still fight against him to have the referendum. And would they grant it to them? We'll see. Linking Ipob to Peter Obi movement is such a cheap blackmail, because almost all regions in the country have at least one organization fight for referendum, restructuring, and freedom. That is true. Well said. I wish this message gets to the confused and biased enemies of our country. Ipob is the only movement that I've seen is static in their words since they started. Therefore, Nigerian politicians should leave them alone and go with their lies and deceit system. Again, you cannot fault Ipob for what they've done. They've just made a statement. Just don't link us. It's not even anything big. Just don't even link us at all. And again, if it'll be also good for Ipob to also see that. I mean, again, for Ipob's image, it would be good that they stick to their word and they literally do not at all change their word or seem to bend, because that would literally lose their credibility that they have in their movement. Put what you think about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.